Hi everybody, this is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I'm here to do a August wrap-up video. Yes, I'm late. It is what it is. I can't help it, but I'm gonna get it for you today because I don't want us to go any further without it. Okay, so let me talk to you about what I read in August. So the first one, I'm trying to think of the books. It's been so long. The first book was Tears of the Giraffe by Alexander McCall Smith. I just feel like I read, like I told you before when I started to read this, I read this a couple of years ago when I was in bed with the flu. I listened to the audiobook and loved it. And I did the same thing again. I didn't have the flu this time, but I did listen to this in audiobook rather than read it because I really like the voice talent that does the narration for the story. These books are really fun. They're easy. It's like coming back home for a family reunion. So, you know, the same cast of characters with a couple additional ones. Basically, it's the #1 ladies detective agency. I don't know if you all saw the HBO. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to watch it eventually, but I don't want to spoil it without reading some of the books anyway. But this one was really cute. She had two different cases that she was, one was a wife, a man wanted to snoop basically and check on his wife. The other was, if I remember correctly, was an American man. His mother was searching for him. It's an old cold case, and she basically had come to Madame Mose to get her to solve the case and see if she could find what happened to her son, because she felt he was dead, but she wanted to know what happened. It's good. It's light. It's easy. It's fun. There's, you know, little nuances and things about culture and tradition. And in this particular one, she's engaged with, what is his name? Yeah, Mr. JLV, Marconi. He was in the first book, and you go through the process of her trying to get, being engaged and being able to shift her mind to where they're going to go. Really cute, really, really cute. So I really enjoy those books. I think I'll just kind of keep with them. They're good light ones to come and kind of, you know, flesh out what's happening. The next one I'm going to do a separate video on, so I'm not even going to talk that much about. I listened to it in audio, and then I liked it so much that I bought the book. And that's The Good Immigrant, 26 Writers Reflect on America. It's edited by Nikish Sakula and Chimene Soliman. And it's got a bunch of different contributors to the book. It was really good. I just liked listening to the different experiences. What I would equate this kind of book to would be my experience with, oh God, I'm blanking out right now. I can't think of the name of another book that I really love, and it was on my top 10 list. Oh God, it'll come to me. But I equate this with that in terms of up there with just showing the experience of what it's like to be an immigrant, and particularly brown and black immigrants, what their experience is like coming to this country. And it's good. It's very good. It's highly recommend it. And it's actually a really gorgeous cover too. So I was kind of glad to get the book, but I wanted it so that I could be able to look back at some of the essays that are in here, the collections. So there's that one. That was really good. And the next one, I read, I don't have a copy because I checked it out of the library, but it's, and I listened to the audio version of this. This is Big Friendship, How We Keep Each Other Close by Aminatu Sow and Anne Friedman. And they're kind of all over the place right now. I want to do kind of a separate video, maybe not. Maybe I'll just talk a little bit about it here. I think it's an important book. I think that there's lots of things that they talked in there about with regards to friendships, you know, and how we should, you know, prioritize them, and how we can navigate them and make them into long-term relationships. If I think about it, I'll do another video to talk about it, because there's a lot of little points that she mentioned in there that I could still mention without spoiling the book so much, but also to entice you to read it. I definitely recommend it. It was a good read. So there's that one. The next one I did was a nonfiction as well, and this one was called And It's Not Showing It. Well, you gotta love that. It is Chasing Space, and oh no, it's not showing up. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. This one was about an astronaut, black astronaut, and his name is Leland Melvin. And I can't believe I can't get the book to come up here now. I'm so embarrassed. I'm not doing the video over. You guys are going to have to use your imagination and envision a black man in a NASA suit on the cover with an orange NASA suit and his two dogs beside him on the cover, because it's not showing it. Why isn't it doing it? Hello, don't do this. Anyway, okay. So, excellent. It was neat. It walked you through his journey of, he played pro football for a time before he even got into this. It wasn't his destiny, or it wasn't his plan to become an astronaut. And you watch how he walks through life and ends up on the path of that. And it's fascinating. He also mentions different people in the book. So you can see he's kind of rubbed shoulders and been around the same time of other famous astronauts, as well as other people that are in the industry that impacted the space travel. So that one I really liked. I thought it was very interesting. I'm always interested in reading stuff like about space. There's something about that that's very interesting to me. Then the next one, oh my God, I hope it's going to show it. Okay, I don't know why I didn't show that one. The next one is The Last Flight by Julie Clark. And I really like this book. I don't know. It's not really necessarily a genre that I touch all the time, or often I should say. But what I loved about this book is you're following these two different women, and they both have kind of tragic stories, and you see how different decisions lead them down different paths, and how when their paths do cross, how the trajectory of their lives dramatically changes. Now that was pretty good at being vague without spoiling the book, okay? I'm proud of myself with that one. This one kept me on the edge of my seat the entire book, because it went back and forth between their lives. One woman was in an abusive relationship with her husband, and was very wealthy. The other was a foster child, had not grown up with her parents, had gone on to college, done really well initially in college, and then certain events take place that changes the trajectory of her life. And it was so good. All the way till the end, I thought something different was going to happen, and it didn't. And I'm fine with that. I thought it was really good. I don't know if this author's written any other books, but it was really kind of refreshing. I could get lost in this book. That's how I will describe this one. So I'm not doing a second video because you just heard what it said there. So this one is definitely good if you want to escape. It's your book. So that's The Last Flight. Then the next thing I read, you all have heard about it too much because I just finished the cleanse and everything, or the detox, was The Go Clean Sexy You by Lisa Cosiglio Ryan. This is really good. I will say there were a couple of recipes. We did the fall detox that I did not like. I will not eat again. But for the most part, everything else I very much enjoyed. And I thought it was a good experience, and I will try to do the fall. No, the winter. We did the fall. I want to do the winter detox at some point, maybe in like January or something. So it'll still be winter. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure out when the dates are going to be for these. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good, a good experience, and got some good recipes out of that one. And then the last one that I read in August, and it was an audiobook. And I think it's popular. It's been popping around. The second book's already out. I'm kind of late to the game. But it was Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. And I believe she's a British author that wrote this book. I loved it. This was a cool rom-com, I guess you want to call it. This character in this book, I wasn't sure what exactly I was gonna, experience, because I've just started dipping again into some romance by reading a few books, but I think that this one was just so light and lovely. I will say though that there are, even though it has a cute, sweet, innocent cover, there are trigger warnings on here. There is PTSD. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. Emotional abuse, chronic illness, if you consider that to be a trigger, I don't know. And I would also say that there were very generous sexual scenes in the book that were very detailed. So if you're not comfortable with that, then you might not want to read this, because there's a couple of them. And I'm always in the room with my kids or somebody when that happens. Like, I'll be reading a book and nothing. It's like funny and it's all great. And all of a sudden one of those scenes come up and I'm like looking at the book and looking over and, oh my God, did they know what I'm reading? Oh my God, maybe I should just read this later. So this is kind of a couple of those moments. But the character Chloe was so endearing and lovely. I love that she was a Black, strong lead character. I like that the character has fibromyalgia, and that's her illness that she has, and the actual author has it as well, I believe, and that's probably why she included it in the story. But I appreciated that, because there's people living with all sorts of different things, and it's nice to see real life in books. Not everybody has the perfect this and that. She was also a full-figured character, and she had curves. She wasn't a skinny, babe. You know what I mean? I don't know what word to use, but I just love that about it. The narrator was fantastic that did it, and her name, I think I wrote, was Ando. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I just appreciated all of those things, and it wrapped up into a really lovely story about discovery. I mean, just without spoiling the story, is the character suffers from fibromyalgia, and she decides basically she's going to create a list of things to drive her life into a different direction, so that basically her life isn't so consumed with this all-consuming illness, which is very easy to fall into when you have chronic pain. And so I appreciated how she, put this into the story, and how the character basically, while still experiencing those pains, they didn't magically go away because she's doing this list. She pushed forward to try to incorporate these things in her life. And in the process, she ends up, with a person that she just would be an unlikely person. And it's always like that in these kind of books, so you kind of can predict what's going to happen there. But the story was still delivered in a unique way, I feel, and fun. So I would recommend this wholly, because it was good. It was a good escapism, fun book. So I think that is all I have for you guys for August, which is fantastic for me. Let me tell you, because most of the time it's 2, maybe 3, if we're lucky, books. So those are good. I will do some separate videos on some of the other books, but I do, hopefully. I did just wanted to get to this because I feel like I'm taking so long, and I have to get on to other things and talk about other things, and I don't want to forget the books. That's what makes it really hard about waiting too long, because you forget what you wrote or what I thought about the books. I do write in here, but it's when you first come off a book, it's always fresh. It's really nice to talk about it. So anyhow, I'll come to you guys with my next wrap up when I finish wrapping up the stuff for September, and I hope you all are well, and I will talk to you guys soon. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Bye.